We are creatures of comfort. We don't want to get out of our comfort zones because it is safe and recognizable. That's totally understandable. I have been there. But that is a trap of the mediocre life. You see, life is a big adventure, and you have been sitting on the starting line for 20 years now. Start rolling that dice and face challenges with bright optimism. If you fail, go and find me. I'll help you as long as I'm not eating peanut butter. Life will barrage you with failure, but that is a foundation of a strong character. Life will knock you down a lot. Sometimes too much, honestly. If you stay down, that is it. No more. That's the end of your story. You have been forgotten. But if you get up and move forward, even if you get hit again and again and again, you are farther than where you have ever been. After all, how can you stop someone who never gives up? I always thought that I had all the time in the world. Being a former master procrastinator, I can attest to this. This is the biggest illusion we can cast on ourselves. You see, we think we have time. Until we encounter death face to face, do we realize that we will never live this moment again in our lives. If I die tomorrow, will I be happy with how I lived today, being my last? The moment we accept our mortality, we start to let go of things that does not really matter. Chasing fame and fortune becomes irrelevant. Simple things that ruins your day before, like a new pimple or how you were cut off by that one other driver, seems very comical to us by then. The addiction to money, sex, and power are the most common ones we encounter. Be careful though. There is something else that is very cunning that can block you from freeing your soul. This is the addiction to a person. Just like narcotics, we experience an ever-abundant high whenever we are around this person. That whenever they are not around us, life is dull. How can you say you are complete if you can't live without him or her? Think about it. Everything in this life is temporary, everything will rot and fade. The same is true to our loved ones and spouses. When we cling to a person so much that our days are dark without them, we need to ask ourselves, is that really everlasting happiness? So be careful, my friend. I know this because I have been addicted to a person before. And yes, for a brief time we may mask our grayer days by thinking about them. But what was I doing when I used to do that? I let go of the present moment and started living in the past. A friend once told me, it's okay to visit the past, but don't ever live there. Let's face it, it's not easy to connect with another person on a deeper level than the superficial what's up or how it's going. Deep inside, we are afraid of rejection. I used to think, will this person respond well if I ask her things like, how was it like growing up, or do you want to go cliff diving tomorrow? That is why it takes a long time to really bond with someone on a deep level, because we slowly establish parameters whether it's safe to be ourselves with this person or is she just another passerby in our story. Don't be afraid to be yourself with other people. If they do not like you, that is a reflection of their character, not yours. Sometimes you just have to accept the absolute laws of frequency. Low frequency individuals drag people down, and high frequencies lift people up. Sometimes it may seem that the obstacle is just too difficult. You keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and just when you're about to give up, a wall stands before you. I've been there. Fatigued with no motivation, I stood before this wall with a teary eye uttering the words, "Why does it have to be so hard?" That wall had a name, by the way. I dubbed it the Great Wall of Ego. It's the silent whisper inside your head. Never be good enough. There's a tipping point on everything. If you exercise muscles beyond their limits, it tears up and grows after. The same goes with our character. I was being limited by the fear of not being good enough, so I coasted through life inside the safety rails of fear. Luckily, I got pushed so hard into a corner and smashed out of the railings. I was like, oh wow, I'm actually limitless. I recite that in my head like a mantra. There's nothing I can't do, because I am not contained in my body anymore, but rather my life is contained within the vast limitless of my soul. Growing up, I always had the mentality that this is what I've been dealt with, and I must accept that these are the way things are. I will never be that athletic, rich, wise, or happy. That is not for me. Who am I to dream of such great things? We set aside the stuff that we dreamed of as children when we encountered our first failure. We started feeling inadequate as we compare ourselves with our peers. How come John is smarter, funnier, taller, and better than me in all ways? Little did we know that when we contrast ourselves with others, we automatically lost. The most important lesson that I have discovered and absorbed within me was improving yourself makes life interesting, but accepting yourself makes you complete. How cunning is our egos to make us believe that we must accomplish something bigger than ourselves to be fulfilled, when there is nothing bigger than ourselves. As we set our goals to higher heights, we don't need validation from others anymore, because the only person that we ever needed to impress was us. We have been deceiving ourselves for quite a while now, especially in social media. We forgot that it's natural to show our flaws, how silly we can be, or how we don't have to take life so seriously. But social media have put filters in our lives and imposed that we have to live these fabulous and exciting lives, or else we are doing something wrong. Oh no, Jenna posted her summer vacation pictures and videos. Her life is so perfect. And here I am stuck in this 9 to 5 office job. I bet she doesn't even fart in real life because she's just so perfect. We want to show off a perfect persona of who we want to be on the internet that we don't even resemble the people on our social media pages. You can stop now. Don't be afraid of what other people might think of you. If you post a selfie of yourself taking a dump, you are already beautiful in your own way. And if it makes you feel better, my friend, I fart a lot. Lot. Stay authentic. One step higher. Peace. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below.